What is up, guys? It is Sam, the Star Wars Man. We are back. And today's kind of a weird one. I have some questions and I have some observations that I've been making basically every day. I'm playing the game for between 2 to 6 hours, depending on how much free time I have with my other two jobs. And I'm working on making big progression. I'm going to do a 1 week wrap up video, kind of showing how far we've got, some of the tips and stuff we've learned. We're making big progress. But one thing that I feel like I keep getting stuck at is there's this area of this game that feels so massive, and people talk about how big it is, and I can't find any information about it. Everyone says focus on Fleet Arena. Fleet Arena is where you get your crystals from. Right? That makes sense. I understand that. But I'm trying to find content on ships, and there is next to none. There are a few mentions in like the complete 2026 starter guide. Sanjita did like a little section about the Galactic Republic fleet, but it's like I feel like I'm past it, right? With like the relics and characters that I have and all the different ships and things that I have. Like, would it not make more sense to go with Bounty Hunter since I have all these Bounty Hunters max and relic? I don't know. Obviously, I don't have a ton of capital ships, right? I only have the 3 that you get. I have Endurance, Home 1 at 6 stars, Executive at 6, and Finalizer at 4. Chimera I'm not far off of. I could probably go get. Radis I'm working on. I know that Executor is amazing. These ones seem more niche, I guess, and it depends on who you're facing. I've heard a lot of people say the Marauder is an amazing ship, but again, you go Galactic Republic, right? So am I going back to Endurance, or am I farming Negotiator? I don't know who to spend my get to currency on Negotiator or Malevolence. Yeah, I just have no idea. I don't know where I should be using my ship energy. I feel like I'm kind of just randomly throwing it in nodes because I don't know what I should be focusing on. And then most importantly, where I'm confused is I don't understand what affects like how good a ship is, right? So obviously, like for the Ebon Hawk has 2 pilots, Karth and was it T5, T3? I understand that their crew power affects the effectiveness of the ship. But what goes into that? If I level up their skills, does that affect how good the ship is? If I level up their mods, does that affect how good the ship is? Or is it just level and star rating? So that's something that's confusing to me. Or gear level and star rating, for example. I don't know what skills are worth investing in. I'm just struggling to find content anywhere. I understand something to do, or some like the idea of you build a fleet to say, this is my Galactic Republic fleet, right? Like I understand this on paper, but I'm curious what makes them good versus the other ones. Obviously, I don't have these ships, so I would want Marauder and what is it, BTL Y-Wing Bomber. That I'm supposed to farm. I have Umbaran at 5 star and Anakin's at 5 stars. I've started farming Anakin's, but again, these are like 6-month farms is what I've been told. So I'm slowly farming these. I'm happy to. I'm not going to buy more ship energy because again, I feel like I'm in an excess of ship energy and a shortage of all the other other energies. I guess Plo Koon is good, so should I try and farm Plo Koon instead of Jedi Consular because Jedi Consular is trash? I just don't know. Should I be trying to do this fleet that feels like, to be honest, it's a little bit behind me? Is that better? Or should I just do like Finalizer and go First Order? I don't know. I just have no idea. And it's weird to me that with all the content that's out there, because that's something else I've been doing research on. Obviously, I'm trying to watch as a player, as a new Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes player, and take in content and learn what to do and how the game is working. But I'm also doing research on the market, right? I'm trying to see what is the state of the game. I posted on Reddit, and I think some very interesting results there. How people feel about the game and the different updates and the free-to-play versus pay-to-win aspects of the game. But I'm also doing research on like the YouTubers and who is doing well and what are their kind of content are they posting, because I'm trying to carve out a niche for myself, right? As any YouTuber does. And there's so many types of content being posted, and I can't find much at all on ships. Is there a ship specialist out there? I'm definitely not confident to say that nobody's making content on ships. I just can't seem to find it. And if there is, it's not well performing, right? Because YouTube pushes the best performing to the top, and it doesn't seem like there's much about ships that is well performing. So this is something I want to learn more about. I think ships are awesome. I actually have several models of ships that are pretty cool. So I wanted to see if the ships that I have, if I can find them in game. So I have a small Y-Wing, which I know we have. So maybe filter. I think I can just type in Y, right? Yeah, Rebel Y-Wing right there. That's it. It's got the same little markings on it and everything. I don't know how well. Yeah, there we go. And then I've got a X-Wing, and I want to say it's Red 5 specifically, but I could be wrong. Interesting. We have bigs and wedges, but that's the only X-Wings in the game. I mean, Resistance X-Wing. Obviously, it's not going to be either of those. That's fun, or that's interesting. That's strange to me that there's no Red 5, or really just any regular X-Wing. Rebel B-Wing, that's fun. So yeah, I guess this is the closest to it, so we don't exactly have that, but this one is much, much bigger. And then I know we have this one because I'm currently farming for it. This is obviously a fun little side tangent. Is the Razor Crest. I only have 8 shards, but I do have the model of it, which is pretty cool. That was a fun ship to build. And then lastly, I have one of my favorite ships in all of Star Wars, which is the TIE Advanced. And it's got little lasers shooting out of it, but it is pretty cool. And I think it's one of the higher quality ships that I have. And I have a few more to build. I have a bigger Y-Wing that needs to be built. And I can't remember what else I have. But yeah, anyways, that was just a fun little random tangent. I think the TIE Defender is also super, super sick, as well as the TIE Interceptor, which is right there. But yeah, I don't know. I just think it's strange to me, kind of looping, coming back and jumping off of that tangent. It's strange to me that it's so difficult to find good videos and guides about where to get there. Like I've seen farming guides of like how to get to Executor, right? Which I know I need to get to Executor. And that is in the back of my mind / halfway in my farming plan, right? So I know that I need to get to the Executor. And so I'm starting to look at who these champions I don't have, right? So I'm getting Dengar with some of the guild currency. I've got him up to 6 stars. I'm working on the Razor Crest, but that's like a brutal farm, right? Unless I want to spend legend tokens, which obviously I don't have any, or just straight up crystals, which might be what I resort to. It's just waiting and refreshing in the fleet store. Imperial TIE Fighter Pilot, I need to start farming, I guess, but luckily I can get him with Galactic Wars currency and with Cantina, so he shouldn't be that difficult to get to 7 stars. It's more about giving him to Relic 5 that's going to be difficult. But I'm going to focus on these guys first, getting them up because they're the higher ones. So, I mean, that's something that I'm working on. We're not terribly far off because we have all of the bounty hunters, or most of the bounty hunters. But Razor Crest, I mean, obviously we're trying to get Beskar Mando next month with the new Lightspeed tokens, but it's just frustrating because I feel like I'm making such big progress in some areas of the game, but then in ships, I don't think I'm much better off today than I was when I started the game, or like 2 days ago. Like in Grand Arena, I'm getting wrecked when it comes to ships. And then here I've pushed up a lot just because of power, but now I'm starting to run into like well-built teams and I'm just losing. Right? Like I have more power than this guy, but I'm losing. And part of it's just because I'm new and I don't know what skills do what and what the debuffs mean and things like that, buffs and debuffs mean, and clearly I don't know how to build a fleet. So would love any advice you guys have. Maybe that's a Reddit or Discord thing that we need to take offline, or if there's any content creators or videos that you would point me to, that would be awesome. Because like I said, I'm really loving this game, and I feel like in some ways I am in Lightspeed. I'm like progressing so fast, moving so fast, and then here I'm just like the Jawa Sandcrawler. That's what I feel like I'm doing in Fleet Arena and just in my overall fleet building stage of Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Anyways, thank you guys, as always, for all the support. Subscribe to the channel for more daily Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes content, and I'll see y'all on the next one.